Let's shrink things down a bit today because we're diving into the Insta360 GO3S and the GO3.
Ooh, fun.
I bet anyone listening is probably at least a little bit curious about these cameras.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Especially if you want to get some awesome footage without, dragging around a huge camera rig.
Absolutely.
And to make sure we're giving everyone the best info possible, we are going to be using Insta360's official website as our source.
The source itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's the big deal with this new GO3S?
Yeah, what is it?
How does it compare to the GO3?
Mm-hmm.
And
which one should you pick?
Exactly. Yeah. Which one should you pick?
Yeah.
So to get started, one of the things that makes these cameras so unique is their size.
Yeah, it's crazy.
These things are tiny.
They're so small.
I mean, smaller than like a car key.
Yeah, it's really remarkable. It opens up so many creative possibilities that just weren't there before.
Right.
Like imagine getting shots from your dog's point of view.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Mounting it on your helmet really discreetly.
Yeah.
Or even, those immersive first-person shots that are all over social media these days.
Yeah, totally.
It's really a game changer.
It's like having a whole new perspective on the world.
Literally.
Yeah. But don't let that size fool ya.
No.
These cameras are packed with some serious tech.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big differences between the GO3S and the GO3 is the resolution.
Yeah. The resolution's a big one.
So the GO3S shoots in crisp 4K.
Yeah.
Which is a big jump from the GO3's 2.7K.
It's a huge difference.
Now, for people who aren't really familiar with resolution numbers, what that basically means is you can expect a much clearer and more detailed image with the GO3S.
Yeah, you're going to see so much more detail.
Yeah.
It's not just about, the wow factor of 4K either.
Right.
There are a lot of practical benefits.
Yeah. What are some of those?
Well, you'll have a lot more flexibility to, zoom in or reframe your shots when you're editing.
Ooh, I see.
Without losing any image quality.
That makes sense, yeah.
And plus, if you ever want to grab a still photo from your video footage.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Those stills are going to be much higher resolution from the GO3S.
I never thought about that.
So it's really a smart way to future-proof your footage.
Yeah.
Especially since more and more screens are 4K these days.
Okay, so speaking of future-proofing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about MegaView.
MegaView.
Now, this is a brand new wide-angle lens exclusive to the GO3S.
It's a pretty big deal.
And honestly, just the name gets me excited.
Yeah.
I mean, think about all the,
I know.
sweeping landscapes and action shots you could capture.
The possibilities.
Yeah.
It's really tapping into a larger trend that we're seeing in both filmmaking and social media content.
What's that?
This desire for more immersive, wide-angle perspectives.
Right.
It's all about, drawing the viewer into the experience.
Yeah. And it's not just about fitting more into the frame either. Insta360 says this lens is designed to minimize that kind of distortion you often see with wide-angle lenses.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Those warped edges that make things look a little off.
Right.
Instead, you get straighter lines and a more natural look.
It's much more natural.
Even with that expanded field of view.
Yeah, they've done a good job with that.
Really impressive.
Yeah. It's a tricky balance, between capturing more of the scene, but also maintaining a realistic perspective.
Right, exactly. Okay, now let's talk about a feature that both cameras share.
Okay.
The Action Pod.
The Action Pod.
Now, this isn't just some boring old case.
No, it's not.
It's like a mini studio for your tiny camera.
It's like a little Swiss Army knife.
Exactly, yeah. What do you think makes the Action Pod so cool?
Well, I think it's a great example of how thoughtful design can actually solve some common pain points.
Like what?
Well, one of the biggest concerns with small cameras is battery life, right?
Right.
You're always worried about running out of juice. But the Action Pod actually extends your recording time significantly.
Oh, wow.
We're talking up to 140 minutes for the GO3S.
Okay.
And a whopping 170 minutes for the GO3.
That's awesome.
That's enough to capture pretty much any adventure.
Yeah, no more stressing about your battery dying in the middle of
Right, exactly.
the perfect shot.
Gone are those days.
Gone. And plus, the Action Pod has a flip-out touchscreen.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Which means you can actually see what you're shooting.
You can frame your shots.
Yeah.
Get everything perfect.
Yeah, and then if you hit
Right.
record, as if that wasn't enough, it also doubles as a remote control for the camera.
It's so versatile.
I know, right? So cool. What do you think of the thinking behind that kind of design?
Well, I think it's all about making these really powerful tools as user-friendly as possible.
Yeah, like we
You're not fumbling with tiny buttons or struggling to preview your shot.
Right.
The Action Pod just puts you in control.
Yeah, it really does. Okay, now let's talk about a feature that's essential for any action camera.
All right, let's do it.
Stabilization.
You gotta have it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Both the GO3S and the GO3 use Insta360's flow state stabilization, which is, famous for keeping your footage buttery smooth.
Buttery smooth.
Even when you're doing something crazy like
Oh, yeah.
mountain biking or surfing,
It's incredible.
it's easy to underestimate how important stabilization is,
It really is.
especially with cameras this small.
Yeah, because every little bump and shake gets amplified.
Right.
So having rock-solid stabilization
Yeah.
makes all the difference.
It really does.
Between footage that's watchable and footage that makes you seasick.
Exactly. The sample footage on the website is mind-blowing.
I know, it's so smooth.
It's like the camera's floating through the air, capturing these
Yeah,
perfectly smooth shots.
it's amazing what they've done.
And then on top of that, both cameras are loaded with convenient features like quick capture,
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
which lets you instantly start recording
Yeah, just press a button and go.
with a single press of a button.
Exactly. Perfect for those spontaneous moments you don't want to miss.
Yes.
When something unexpected happens and you need to capture it instantly.
Yeah, no more fumbling through menus.
Exactly.
And for those who want to go completely hands-free, both cameras also have voice control.
Love that feature.
So you can literally tell your camera what to do.
It's like having your own tiny camera crew at your command.
Okay, so we've covered the basics here.
Yeah.
Tiny size, resolution,
Yeah.
that incredible mega view lens,
Love it.
the action pod,
So useful.
and rock-solid stabilization.
Can't forget that.
But now let's dive into what makes the GO3S the S version.
Ooh, yes. Let's get into the specifics.
Those special features that set it apart.
I'm excited to hear about this. So we've talked about, some of the headline features, but now let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
What really matters. Image quality. Like we mentioned, the GO3S bumps up the resolution to a stunning 4K,
Right.
which is a significant leap from the GO3's 2.7K.
Okay, so we know 4K means more pixels.
Mm-hmm.
But what does that actually mean for, the footage you capture?
Yeah, good question.
Help us non-techies understand the real-world difference.
Sure. Think of it this way.
Okay.
4K gives you so much more detail that you can essentially zoom in
Oh.
or crop your footage during editing
Right.
without sacrificing any sharpness.
Oh, I see.
It's like having, extra room to play with.
Okay.
So you can reframe shots or even create high-quality stills from your video.
Ah, so it's not just about seeing every blade of grass or wrinkle on someone's face.
No.
It's about having more creative control in post-production.
Exactly. And remember that mega view lens we were geeking out about?
Oh, yeah.
That wider field of view
Mm-hmm.
is especially impactful in 4K.
Why is that?
Because you're packing even more detail into that expansive shot.
Oh, wow.
You're getting the best of both worlds.
Now, this might sound like a silly question,
Go for it.
but I know a lot of people, myself included,
Yeah.
get a little intimidated by the technical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what exactly is distortion when it comes to lenses?
That's a great question.
And why should we care about it?
And it's one that a lot of people don't even realize they should be asking.
That's true. Yeah.
Lens distortion is basically when straight lines in a scene
Okay.
appear curved in the footage,
Mm-hmm.
especially towards the edges of the frame.
Oh, okay.
Think of those fisheye lens effects you sometimes see
Yeah.
where everything looks kind of warped and weird.
Yeah.
Insta360 claims that their Megaview lens is designed to minimize that.
Okay.
So your footage looks more natural
Right.
and realistic,
Mm.
even with that super wide perspective.
So no more looking like you're trapped inside a funhouse mirror.
Exactly. You want things to look the way they're supposed to look.
Yeah, for sure. Now I'm picturing all these epic adventures we could capture with these cameras,
Oh, yeah.
like mountain biking, surfing parkour.
The possibilities are endless.
I know, it's exciting. So like with the GO3S and its 4K resolution,
Yeah.
you could be like mountain biking down a trail
Okay.
and you could capture every detail of like the terrain,
Oh, yeah.
the trees whipping past you, the concentration on your face.
It'd be so cool.
Yeah. And because you have that higher resolution,
Right.
you can crop in on those key moments in post-production
Exactly.
and still maintain that like crisp, clear image.
It's all about, adding those dynamic elements to your video
Yeah,
and bringing the viewer right into the action.
that's cool. And with Megaview, you're not just seeing what's directly in front of you. You're
Right.
capturing like the whole experience.
The whole thing, the vastness of the landscape,
Yeah.
sense of speed as you race down the trail.
That's awesome. Okay, so those action-packed scenarios make sense.
Yeah.
But what about like everyday use?
Good point.
Is 4K overkill if you're just like vlogging your day or filming your kids playing in the park?
It's not necessarily overkill,
Okay.
but it depends on your priorities.
I see.
You know, the GO3's 2.7K is still perfectly good
Yeah.
for social media and casual use.
Right.
Especially if you're mainly watching your footage on your phone or computer. But if you want the highest possible quality,
Okay.
especially if you think you might, watch your videos on a larger screen
Right, yeah.
or share them with others who appreciate, those crisp details,
Yeah.
then the 4K of the GO3S is definitely worth considering.
It's like that saying,
What's that?
it's better to have it and not need it
Right.
than need it and not have it.
Exactly. Plus, as technology advances,
Yeah.
4K is becoming the standard.
Right.
So investing in a camera that can capture that level of detail ensures that your footage will still look great years down the line.
Okay, so we've established that both cameras deliver on image quality.
They do.
Let's get back to those GO3S exclusives. We briefly talked about interval video earlier, but I think this feature deserves a deeper dive.
It's pretty cool.
It's like having a built-in time-lapse filmmaker, right?
Exactly. It's about capturing those subtle changes over time that we often miss in the rush of everyday life.
Right.
Imagine setting up the GO3S to capture a breathtaking sunset time-lapse without having to manually adjust settings every few seconds.
That'd be amazing.
Or documenting the progress of a DIY project.
Oh, yeah.
Or even something as simple as your commute to work. All condensed into, a captivating short video.
The website shows some incredible examples
I know, they're really inspiring.
of how people are using interval video.
Yeah, it sparks your creativity.
From flowers blooming to cityscapes transforming at night.
It's really cool.
And what I love is that the Insta360 app can help you edit those time-lapse clips together.
Oh, wow.
And even sync them to music.
That's awesome.
It's such a simple way to add some extra polish and storytelling to your videos.
It's about taking those everyday moments and transforming them into something special.
Right. And let's not forget that other peace of mind feature.
Which one's that?
Integration with Apple's Find My Network.
Oh, yeah. That's huge.
I mean, losing a camera this small would be a nightmare.
It would be devastating.
But knowing you can track it down if it goes missing
is
a huge relief.
It's such a smart move by Insta360.
Yeah. Why do you think they included that?
Well, they understand that these cameras are tiny.
Right.
They're meant to be taken everywhere, and sometimes things get misplaced.
It happens.
So having that safety net built in is a major win for users.
Absolutely. Plus, they've included that quick reader accessory for the GO3S.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Which makes transferring and editing those large 4K files much faster.
It's a lifesaver.
Yeah, those little details can really streamline your workflow.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially if you're creating content regularly.
For sure. So we've covered a ton of ground.
Yeah, we have.
Resolution, lens distortion,
Yep.
the ins and outs of mega view, interval video, even the ability to track down your camera if it goes missing.
It's amazing.
Both cameras offer incredible features and image quality, and they're both incredibly easy to use thanks to the Action Pod.
The Action Pod is a game changer.
It really is.
But there's one crucial element we haven't discussed yet.
What's that?
Audio.
Ah, yes, of course.
After all, what's a stunning visual experience without immersive sound?
You can't have one without the other.
Exactly. Let's explore that in part 3.
Sounds good.
And wrap up this deep dive with some final thoughts
Okay.
to help you choose the perfect Insta360 for your needs.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, so welcome back to the final part, our Insta360 GO3S and GO3 deep dive.
It's been quite a journey.
I know, right? We've explored everything from resolution to stabilization
All the good stuff.
to those cool exclusive features on the GO3S.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive little camera.
But as you know, there's more to a great video than just visuals.
Right.
Let's talk about audio.
Okay. Sound is super important.
Yeah. So what's the difference between the two when it comes to audio?
Yeah, good question.
They both have microphones.
Right. They do.
So what makes the GO3S stand out in this area?
Well, both cameras actually offer wind reduction
Oh, okay.
to help minimize, those annoying whooshing sounds,
Yeah.
especially when you're outdoors.
Makes sense.
But the GO3S has a trick up its sleeve.
Ooh, what's that?
Directional audio.
Okay, what's that?
This means you can actually focus the microphones
Oh, wow.
on specific sounds in your environment.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
So if I'm like vlogging on a busy street,
Okay.
I could prioritize my voice over the traffic noise behind me.
Exactly.
That's pretty slick.
Or let's say you're filming a musician playing in a park.
Yeah,
With directional audio, you can highlight the music
I see.
while minimizing distractions from the surrounding environment.
Well, that makes sense.
It's about giving you more control over the soundscape and creating a more immersive experience for your viewers.
It's like having a mini sound engineer built into your camera.
Exactly.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From their impossibly tiny size
They're so small.
to that awesome mega view lens on the GO3S.
One of my favorite features.
I know, right? We've unpacked what makes these cameras so special.
Yeah, we really got into the details.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
what are your final thoughts on these two pocket-sized wonders?
Well, what strikes me most is how far action camera technology has come.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
You no longer have to choose between a compact camera
Right.
and one with, high-quality features.
Yeah, you get the best of both worlds.
Exactly. The Insta360 GO3S and GO3 are proof that you can have both.
And they both offer that incredible flow state stabilization,
Yeah, can't forget of
a range of creative shooting modes.
so many options.
And the super convenient action pod that solves so many common problems with tiny cameras.
It's a game changer.
It really is. It really comes down to,
Yeah.
what features are most important to you and what fits your budget.
Exactly. So if you're looking for a fantastic all-around action camera
Okay.
that's easy to use, portable, and captures great footage,
Yep.
the GO3 is an excellent choice.
A great option.
It's perfect for social media content, family adventures, everyday vlogging.
And for those who want to step up their game and unlock even more creative potential.
The GO3S is the clear winner there.
Yeah. It's got all the bells and whistles.
It does. That jump to 4K resolution,
Yeah.
the addition of Mega View for those ultra-wide shots, and those bonus features like interval video
Right.
and Apple Find Maya
Yeah.
make it a powerhouse for creators
Yeah.
and anyone who wants to push the boundaries of what's possible with such a small device.
So, dear listener, which one will it be?
The big question.
The versatile and capable GO3 or the feature-packed GO3S?
It's a tough choice.
We've given you all the info.
All the tools you need to decide.
Now it's time to choose your champion.
And as we sign off, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay, hit us with it.
As technology continues to evolve, imagine what future action cameras might be capable of.
Who knows?
Even smaller,
Yeah.
more intelligent.
Ooh.
The possibilities are pretty mind-blowing.
It's exciting to think about. So what stories will you tell?
What will you capture?
What perspectives will you share with the world? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Insta360.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring.
Keep creating.
Keep creating and keep capturing those amazing moments.
Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. For more detail you can visit our blog website www.evergreentechtips.com.